Hello.
Uh-oh. I bought a new one just a couple blue.
Ooh.
So have either of you guys... No?
I don't
don't
know.
think I'm going to enough.
I don't have any
Yep,
setups.
exactly.
So if I go in there, I'm just gonna be the slow, like, dude, like trying to run with the, I don't know. Cause you gotta have set.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing. That's the only reason I joined this league, to be honest. I mean, A, because I like the people in it, but B, because it's a preset league. You can only adjust on pit road. You don't get to adjust the camber. You don't get to adjust the bump or whatever the fuck. Excuse me. You said you went live, didn't you?
Yeah, we're live.
That's sick. Okay. Well,
Dollar in the swear jar.
dollar in this word. Yeah, well, anyways, that's why I like this league. You could just roll off your presets.
I feel like it kind of I wouldn't say it evens out the playing field, but it makes it more competitive for guys who aren't necessarily, that much kind of knowledgeable with setups and all that kind of stuff with air. I mean, obviously air pressures and tire pressures kind of play a role on pit road, but like, with the camber, with the gearbox and all that other stuff, like, I don't know. Like, I enjoy it for, like, competitive play, but I feel like for a league in this kind of format, it's just a little too much.
I feel like it provides better racing when you have presets, because everyone's basically working with the same thing.
Exactly.
So they're racing a lot closer.
Yeah, it makes people, like I said, like, kind of it makes it more competitive, for guys who aren't necessarily, that in tune to knowing all about like setups and knowing about the car and all the intricacies of stuff. Like with the presets, it just makes the game a little bit more of a kind of a plug and play deal. Makes it easier, especially when you're trying to practice and figure out lap times and figure out setup or preset. It's easy to kind of come up with an idea of what you want to do.
Anybody got a stream on the qualifying? Are they close to it?
As of right now, they are still paused. I don't know.
Really? They haven't even started qualifying?
Not that I've seen on Kill 'em stream yet.
Are you sure?
On Kill 'em stream, he's still 11 minutes elapsed, and they still are in a paused.
At 8:52, Gator put in the monster chat having technical difficulties with a playoff driver. So, giving him the benefit of the doubt, I reckon.
For sure.
Yeah, it would make sense. So Kevin, I see Kevin's in there, Killam's in there, Joe's in there.
Oh no. The Discord's getting pretty lewd right now.
Oh no, is it? Some stuff you can't say on air?
Some stuff you can't say on air.
Oh man.
It's more memes than anything, but oh my gosh.
Oh. Is it getting a little feisty, a little fiery?
Which one are you laughing at there, Jim?
How do I describe this to you in a nice way, dude?
Well, who posted it? Because I'll look at it.
Oh, okay, ball stick.
Oh.
You're ridiculous.
Oh, jeez. Wispy.
I'm crying.
Dude. What kills me is they photoshopped his eyes right on top of his gum line. Oh man. That's bad.
Oh man.
That's so bad.
Everyone's just kind of stopped. They're not. They can't really do anything, so they're just spamming the crap out of the Discord. Now Joe's in it.
Oh Lord.
Well,
We got ourselves a rain delay.
fun fact for y'all right now.
What's up?
Max boost for the PS4 is in the top 10 of the A class right now for NASCAR Heat for the Pro League esports.
He is, and so is Jaw, right?
I don't see John on the PS4.
Oh, he's not?
Unfortunately,
He
no.
was.
I do see I Lick Hobos though, unfortunately. So he's
We do not say that name.
yeah, he's
That's
in
forbidden
there.
name.
Max Boost is in there.
There are rumors going around that a couple of those guys have invalid laps because they do not race the game as intended.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of these guys in the Pro League, like Garbage and Mr. Trackbar on Xbox,
They're being beat, which is just not. There's no way. You cannot convince me. There's a way that they're getting beat.
they've got pretty fast times. Or yeah, they've got pretty fast times. Max
They
is
do?
literally Mr. Trackbar's got looks like 8 minutes and 6 seconds. Garbage has got 8.7. I mean, that seems to be the consensus for the top 5 between both consoles, between Xbox and PS4. But with Max is in 10th, and I guess they only take the top 5 in each.
They only take because that's why the top 5 are highlighted in yellow.
Exactly, yeah. And Max is no more than like half a second off of the top 5.
That's just crazy to think about. Thinking that there's people that are faster than Max because he's dominated the Xfinity series and he's the fastest guy I've ever come across in this game. No
That's
joke.
because you ain't racing me, sucker.
Oh, that's true.
Ben's talking.
TJR is stacked, baby.
Yeah, Max is literally about a half second off of that top 5 in the PS4 squad. Crazy as he would actually be 7th right now if he was on Xbox with the timing.
Man. PS4 is better than Xbox is what you're telling me, huh?
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. Easily. That just proves it.
Because right now he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He would be top 16 across both consoles. He's 16th.
Nice. Well, I'm pulling for him, man. I really want to see him make it because it would be cool to say I was in esports, and it would give me a reason to watch it. I don't watch it now because I think it's pretty dumb. But
Yeah.
if I knew someone in it, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah.
Then I'd look back and tell him, I'd say, "Hey, that's the guy that kicked my butt every single race."
Yeah, exactly. It'd be pretty
I
neat
know
to
him.
cheer on a guy in our league. But they're gonna start qualifying here. It looks like.
All right.
Oh, is it ticking?
Yeah.
Got a minute. They got a minute before they start qualifying.
Oh, I gotta add, if a playoff guy wins that other than kill him, I gotta add those points. So after a brief little shower in the area, it seems like it's all cleared out and jet dryers are off the track and they'll get qualifying underway.
You're just
Yeah,
a little delay.
I think I saw Gar in the car with Jeff Burton taking a celebrity lap around the track.
We didn't get him in the booth to explain his lap.
Unfortunately,
Aw.
we'll have to see how that panned out for him maybe in the future. Yeah, it looks like him and Swamp may have gotten into an altercation on pit road after Jeff
Afterwards.
after Jeff took Gar down pit road. Swamp, I guess, had a few choice words for him, and they decided to throw some bows. But all is good now. They're getting in their cars. They're gonna go ahead and start qualifying here shortly.
It just kind of kills your mood, don't it?
Or it does.
The old rain delay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, your ears start ringing when you have the jet dryers going around the track, especially at places like Martinsville. Maybe not Kansas so much, but Martinsville and Bristol, your ears, I mean, it's worse than the cars going around there.
Oh, I was at me and Williams were at Martinsville when it snowed that year, 2 years
really?
back. Yeah, we woke up that morning to snow, and we were like, it can't be that bad. So we packed up, drove to the track. We stayed at our buddy's house. That's like 30 minutes from the track. Anyways, so we drove to the track. They're like, no way, they canceled it. What the fuck? Blah blah blah. Fuck you, Steve O'Donnell. I cussed like 10 times there. Sorry, but anyways, so we get up.
$10 in the swear jar.
So we get up to the track, and there's like a 5-foot pile of snow, like in that little strip of grass.
Yeah.
On the infield, and we were like, all right, fair enough. We turned around and drove home. Well, back to the buddy's house. We stayed.
I waited maybe. I made my dad wait 2.5 hours after essentially everyone left for the 2010 spring race. That was the one that Hamlin ended up winning, and like probably the best win he's ever had. But I missed it because it was rained out that Sunday. But we stayed. I mean, the jet drivers were still on the track, and we stayed. Nobody else was in the stands. Finally, 2 assistants came up to us. They're like, yeah, you know this race is canceled, right? It's postponed till tomorrow. It's like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving this spot. My dad was basically just, he was in misery over there because he didn't prepare for the rain. That was a bad time.
You never quite prepare for the rain. Are they done qualifying?
No, they are not.
Goodness.
It's gonna be a late one tonight. Although they don't really have a lot of cautions, so.
Hey, Avenged.
Hello.
So what tracks have y'all been to?
Somebody said hey to me on the... Who is it? $10 says his car.
Gar.
Oh, got my $10 back.
He's got an inquiry for you there, Mr. CEO of TJR.
Hey, Birdie.
I'm just gonna ignore it.
Man, that's cold. Oof. I'm gonna answer him.
Oh, that's
a big oof.
Look, man,
I
just a
guess
little oof.
I'm putting you on the spot. You gotta answer the guy asking to join your team.
Look, I will say this real quick though. If there was a cap space or like contracts next year, Gar's looking a little better.
I mean, he had a good run at Kansas.
He's not
I'll
slow.
give him that. This is his shout out. You had a good run there, Gar.
Yeah, he's not slow. But you know,
I'm
he's
also
only
sorry for going you on like lap 4.
He's not. He's not slow on the racetrack. But
I don't know if there are contracts. The literally,
a light bulb went off.
Literally, yeah. I was about to say, you know, with the contract deal though. I mean, with the brawl with Swamp there after that celebrity lap with Jeff Burton. I don't know. You might have to pay that fine as well, along with that contract, because I'm sure that NASCAR was not too appreciative of the celebrity rolling it out with a,
I can't
call up.
But it's not NASCAR.
I can't pick up the fine.
Office.
Yeah, I can't pick up the fine.
Office that does that.
See, I'm too broke.
That's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. Sorry, buddy.
Throwing the fist. Can't be throwing the fist.
No.
But I will say, qualifying has completed. And,
All right.
We have Joe. Joe is on the pole, and then you've got
Joe's on the
Crunch.
pole. All right. So that's an extra 2 points to him, correct?
Yep.
All right. Well, he's now. Ooh, math.
The points that were there, add
Hey,
2
I
to
got
it.
pay last night
Yeah.
before I finished.
It's gonna be a long night.
All right. We got a countdown, or they count down?
Yeah, they're
He's
counting down.
13
We got
points
33 seconds.
Sweet.
Before, we start up here.
You said Joe's 13 points up? Who's he up on?
Yep. He's up on. So him, Keenitz, and Crunch are above the cut line right now. Kelvin and Williams are below.
Gar is bragging that he is 170th out of 177. Good job, buddy.
Man. Fuck
Yeah.
that heater.
Got a rocket ship.
Gator was very proud of his laps in the Pro League qualifier. He was ripping off some. I don't know if he wants me saying this, but he was ripping off some custom setups off of YouTube and ripped some good times.
All right, boys, we can join.
Word.
We can.
Oh. Wrong button. Rookie over here.
He set up.
Alright, so we're going in here. We already know that Joe's on the pole, so let's just go ahead and dive on in. Alright, well, I want to welcome the 2 or 3 people that are watching us right now. I hope you're excited. It's the second round of the playoffs, the second race of the second round of the playoffs. We're going to Kansas Speedway for the Digital Ally 400 at Kansas Speedway, powered by Evo HD. Tonight, in the booth, I got a special guest, a guy that hasn't been up here in a while. Duck Shucks, how you doing, bud?
Doing good, Avenged. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, fantastic. Also joining up here, a booth regular, Big Jim. How are you?
Doing great. Just waiting to see what we got in this race. Oh, Crunch just got bored.
And around goes the 88! Collects the 42. A little bit of damage there with him. Oh my goodness, hard contact with the 88, and it looks like the 43, a swamp involved as well. I believe that was coming off a 4 for the very first time, and we already lost one. But while that was happening, the 3 of Keenitz has taken the lead. He's been a driver that's come on as of late here in the season. The 2 of Kevin trying to make that bottom lane work. He's down below the 8 of Wasted, and now he's beside that 1 of you already heard, cutting that front stretch apron. I don't know what that's called. As he dives it down into 1. But as we saw last night, that bottom lane is probably not going to work if you're down there by yourself. Y'all both raced here last night. How can you pass some cars around this track that tends to be a little bit of a high lane track?
Well,
Go ahead, Doc.
I would say that you have to take the high line. I did see Joe in a couple of practice races. He was able to make that low line work, but if you get a couple cars on that high line, there's no way you're going to clear them, especially off corner exit. So you're going to want to stick to the high side. You're probably going to see a lot of single file racing tonight. You'll see a couple of guys get low, but in order to pass, I think you're going to have to pull off a few desperate slide jobs. And unfortunately, when you're trying to pull off those slide jobs, you really wear out the tires. And I think tires tonight are going to be a huge factor in the ability of these guys to pull off a victory.
Oh, so we might have a little bit of slide job action here tonight. But speaking to your point of having to stay up top, Kevin, who was up there battling for at least second place, is now falling to 5th because he just could not get up the track. Big Jim, anything you want to add to that commentary from Doc?
Well, I'm gonna say that a big component of this track is the draft. if you have a guy behind you pushing you and keeping you just on that outside line with you, you guys are going to make time. And you're going to pull away from the guys behind you. You kind of see that right now with first through third right now. They're pulling away from the guys that are going double file behind them. Draft makes a difference here.
P1, P2, P3, all FBGM Chevrolet Camaros leading the way. And you got the 3 Akenas currently running first. The 1 of you already heard running second. The 8 Wasted P3. And then in P4, the first non-Chevrolet, that's going to be Kevin and that Team Penske Ford Mustang. Right behind him, rare appearance by OFR 50 and that number 12 Ford Mustang. And I don't know who's behind him. Is that Gator? Gator fighting his way up to P5. Seeing if he can't get this bottom lane working. We might have a little slide job! Slide job!
Slide job. There's the slide job.
Oh!
And the car gets in the wall.
No, man.
Yeah, I think Williams is going to go for the cutback here, see if he can get it under him. But the first line is going to be the outside.
And there goes Mr. Williams with the slide job!
Slide job! All right across the nose of that 00 Gator.
Oh, man. And Gator puts a little bit of a bumper to him as the 19 of Storm Rooster has the run now. He didn't have a car there. And he's going to pull off a little bit. He's going to stay down on the bottom.
Look at this.
Oh,
He's going to try to get up in there.
It was too late to come
close.
up. We got slide job
man.
galore back here. And guess who's happy to see it?
How do you do?
The top 3 up there. Y'all just keep battling with each other. We're going to pull away. But the 2 of Kevin is trying to catch that pack.
Kevin's starting to catch that pack. I think they're not lined up as much as they want to be, not pushing as much as they want to be on the back stretch and front stretch. It's allowing Kevin to just creep into that picture right there.
Now, you mentioned that the draft is very important here. How's this going to affect Mr. Williams, who got that early damage from the 88 going around?
Oh, I didn't even know he had damage from the 88 going around.
Yeah, he smoked him.
Obviously, he's still competitive, right? Using that inside again, trying to pull that slide job off on Gator, and he'll get it done. But yeah, I guess his damage is not going to cause too much of a concern.
And here comes a fast driver all season long. That 48 of Captain Killam has now made his way up, well, almost into the top 5. Watch out for him tonight, but it looks like he also has some damage, possibly from that 88. I don't even know what to call it. Wreck, turnaround, spin out from earlier.
Yeah, I'm very surprised right now. He's actually hanging here with Gator and Williams in that 42 on the inside, but you're seeing here that 2-car tandem on the outside with the draft, and now you've got the 19 of Storm Rooster. You know, it's so hard to get any sort of ground or make up any ground on that low side, and you're starting to see that high line. But if a car like Williams, who just actually got in the wall coming off of 4, if that happens, then that inside line is a free pass. So it's definitely a risky move staying up there, especially when the tires start to wear down on the right sides.
Oh, we got a pass here for third. Kevin 1.0 gets around Joe. He's trying to break up that Joe Gibbs tandem, trying to find his way around. I believe that's Wasted right there.
Richard Childress tandem.
Richard Childress. It's... Oh, yeah. Top there was Richard Childress.
All right, so the 2 of Kevin trying to make that middle lane work once again, and it looks like he's got a little bit of a run on the 8 of Wasted here. He's going to have to fall back behind him. Let's see if he tries anything into turn 3. And he goes right back to the middle. That middle groove might be his preferred lane, even though we saw the Xfinity guys just rim riding all night last night.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that midline actually might save a little bit on the tire as well, because I know riding that high line last night in the Xfinity series, it was incredibly fast, but man, those for having 1.0 to maybe save a little bit of those rights, and then also not get into the wall, as it seems like a lot of these guys are brushing up against it tonight.
Yeah, there are only 2 tracks, to my recollection, that are top-heavy racetracks, and that's Darlington and Kansas. They made Kansas this way. I'm still not quite sure why, but it's a very unique racetrack.
All right, as the field is sort of spread out here, we don't really have too many races going on.
Oh yeah, you do.
Never
Got second
mind.
place right there.
What
Yeah,
happened
look
with
at
the Ada
Kevin.
Wasted? I was clicking through there. Did he scrape the wall a little bit?
Did he tagged the wall coming out of turn 2 onto the back
Oh.
straight?
Yeah, Kevin got a good run too. But
Uh-huh.
I still feel like that outside line here for Wasted is gonna do him favors. As Kevin's still stuck underneath him, he can't find a way to get around to Wasted.
And he really is. And this is just as much as it is a draft important track. It's a momentum track as well. If you don't get that corner entry in there right, that just destroys your momentum here with the less horsepower that NASCAR has brought to the Cup Series this year.
I gotta give a shout out to Kelvin though. He's doing. I mean, he's the only guy that's had the guts to even try the middle line so far, and I mean, it's not losing too terribly much time. He's gonna slide back in here. And
Oh, he gets the wall, and Joe's stacked up behind him. Oh man!
The
And
old
now
commentator
he's on the
curse
road.
strikes again.
Oh, we got a car
That's a
really
commentator
long.
curse for sure.
That low car with Mr. Williams looks like he got a little loose off of 2. Had to drive underneath the line down the backstretch. No penalty here, of course. That's only happens at Daytona and Talladega. He gets it right back up the track, and he is clear of Storm Rooster. And looks like that damage might be coming into play, or something is going on, because the 00 of Gator Mike. Oh, look at Kevin fell all the way back here. And the 48 of Captain Gilman's driving away from the 42 as he got loose again off of 2.
I'll tell you what, Avenge. After last night, you know, especially in corner exit, these
I
cars
used
get
the middle line
extremely
last
free
night.
because of the wear on that right side of those tires. Those right side tires, they go down, and you know it is incredibly hard to battle the car off of the corner because you're carrying so much speed going in and even through the middle of the turn on that high side that the back end just likes to kick out as soon as you get into corner exit.
Well, and then it was also mentioned earlier in this race, those slide jobs that we were so excited about just wears down those tires. And we saw Mr. Williams pull off at least 3. So that may be coming into play. So
We got a car on pit road right now with Lieutenant Crunch.
Yeah, that
Oh.
damage. He's probably going to short pit. Gator, it looks like, is also going down pit road. We got Williams coming down pit
Ooh.
road. Storm Rooster coming down pit road.
John.
Yep. And then you got OFR 50 and the 12 as well. So
All right. Well,
see
my
how
work
this
phone's
strategy
ringing.
plays out.
So y'all take it right over. I'm on Wasted, the camera.
Okay. Well, as Gator pointed out in the Xfinity series, using F1 terms, they might be trying to undercut the FPGM guys right here, trying to get that little extra bit of speed on those fresh tires. 3 and 8 are going to stay out another lap here.
yeah, and the 2 of Kevin 1.0 is coming down pit road. We've also got the 6 as well as the 38. So it looks like Steve-O and who is that? Harris, Jay Harris as well, coming down pit road. So we'll see if pitting or staying out that extra lap helps them out. As we've got the 42 of Mr. Williams, the 19 of Storm Rooster, and then also OFR 50 and the 12 coming off of pit road as we speak. And-
Here
and
come our
Joe's also-
leaders.
Yep,
Our
Joe's
leaders,
down pit
3
road.
and 8 down pit road.
Yeah, all 3. You got the 48 Captain Killam is also coming down. So we'll see how these pit strategies cycle out here.
A little further back, we got Storm Rooster, OFR, and Williams right here in a very heated battle for, could not tell you what position, but pretty good racing going on there.
It
Yeah,
does
we've
look like they're
got,
battling it out there. You got all 3 of those guys running a little bit of a different line. Looks like these cars are strong on these fresh tires. How many laps was it until Wasted and Keenitz decided to come down and pit after these guys?
It was about 2 laps after that first pack went down, 1 or 2 laps. But it looks like Kevin 1.0 really closed the gap there on You Already Heard in the 1, as he's fairly close to his rear bumper going into 1 right now. Also
This
got
surely
Kevin
isn't for the
1.0.
lead with Gator and Crunch passing Keenitz and Wasted, is it?
Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you. I know that.
I don't know
I
either.
know Captain Killam's in 6th.
Alright. Well,
Now he's in 7th, so I would venture to guess. that it is for the lead. I think those guys who short pit came down pit road first are actually made the right call there and really gained up a ton of ground on some of the guys who were in the lead.
You gotta watch for that though, because now those guys
Storm
have.
Rooster getting into OFR all the way down on the backstretch.
They were 3 wide there for a second.
You gotta watch out though for these two guys that short pitted, Gator and Crunch. Their tires are gonna fall off here. You get 2 very good laps on your tires. Also looks like Gator's lagging a bit, but
He is.
the 3 and the 8 probably are gonna have fresher tires here, and that advantage is gonna fall off a little bit for the 88 and 00.
Well, Gator's lagging bad, it looks like. But yeah, you said, Jim, the 3 is right on the back bumper of that 88.
I'm gonna look to his outside, and that's preferred line.
This isn't for position, is it?
I couldn't tell you.
I wish I could tell you.
Because that 88 went around like on lap 1.
Yeah, I think he might be a lap down. You might have Gator right now who's in first.
That would make sense to me.
Also, Gator's in the lead for the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those tires are falling off though, man. He's gonna get
He's about to get
kind of
past
just
on the
pushed
outside.
away.
Oh, he tried some strategy. Doesn't look like it's going to
Meanwhile,
work out. How many laps do we have to go in the stage?
I'll tell you here in a second. So you got about 14 laps remaining in stage 1.
All right, so I think most of these guys decided to cut that pit cycle right in half. Is there any benefits in that?
I definitely think so. I mean, with fresh tires, as soon as you get your tires down to about 30-something%, you're running, fairly slow laps. You're basically a whole second, maybe even a second and a half off your normal pace. And so coming down, getting some fresh tires, and having some drafting help can really allow you to run more quick laps throughout this stage rather than trying to burn the tires up and run the fuel all the way down. It seemed like last night, it was a good strategy to go on, but in these in these first 2 stages, you want to have the fastest car for as many laps as you possibly can, and I think cutting the stage in half is the right call.
As you were talking about that, it looked like Wasted found his way around Gator for second position.
Yeah, he sure did, and that 3 is set sail. I mean, he's starting to put some distance on both of them, it looks like.
Did you say how many laps we had?
I would say about 12.
Well, okay.
I'm waiting on Killam to get back to the line, but I would say 12 to go. Looks like the 43 is Swamp is now getting off of pit road. He pit really late. Yeah, we got a battle right now for 6. Mr. Williams on the low side. Oh, he's going to slide right up in front of Killam. And Killam's going to try to go to the low side here, coming down the front stretch. He's going to take P6 away from Williams, it looks like, if he can clear him, as he does.
And here comes Storm Rooster putting the pressure on Mr. Williams. Looks like he might be able to hold him off here going into 3. And Storm Rooster gets the run.
Everything he's got. He is
there a little contact? Might have
10
been a little
points under the
contact.
cut line. It's gonna try the inside line there. It's gonna give Storm Rooster one heck of a run on exit. But if you're gonna pull that move,
Storm's going to try to do the slide job. He goes low, but he doesn't have enough momentum, and
Yeah.
Williams is going to be able to overtake him on the high side there, coming off of 4.
if you can buffer the momentum, and I mean, if you can buffer the momentum coming off of the bottom into the slide job, and at least stay, I would say, a little further than right beside him, you can probably make the slide job happen in the next set of corners. But you really gotta hope.
So right now, as it stands, I believe first is the 3 of Kevin 2.0. In second, you have the 8 of Wasted. In third, you have Gator Mike and the 00. In fourth is the 2 of Kevin 1.0. And then in fifth, you've got the 1 of You Already Heard. And in sixth, you have Captain Killam in the 48. And I believe we are now going to be coming to 7 to go.
All right, thanks for that. Are we sure that the 88's on the lead lap?
I don't believe he is on the lead lap, and so
okay.
I think he's actually down a lap.
Okay, is he the only car a lap down?
I believe so.
All right,
Swamp not a lap down?
Oh, he might be, because he had some hard contact too.
He was, I think, involved in that accident.
He also late pit, so I don't know.
Hey, he has some heavy damage in that lap 1 incident. Swamp did. Just getting caught up in the wrong spot at the wrong time. So we got Keenitz leading. We got Ada Wasted. The both of them's checked out over Gator Mike, who's running third. Gator tried some strategy. I think he took 2 or pit earlier, and now he's falling back.
Oh, car got really loose. That was Crunch right there. Got super loose out of 2. He's gonna let the lead lap cars go by him.
Yeah, at this point, you're just trying to get to the end of the stage, come down pit road, fuel her up, get a lap back, and hope for a better stage 2 if you're Crunch.
Yeah, and if Swamp is, in fact, a lap down, he's about a half a lap back from him, so no pressure here. Just finish the stage like you're saying. I'm assuming we have, like, what, 4 or 5 laps to go?
We have 4 to go.
I tell you what, I'm watching this right here between Captain Killam and Joe. If Killam can get past Joe right now, he can take that stage point. It's a pretty crucial stage point for, in the grand scheme of things for
he's
Joe.
going to try to make that low line work, but I think Joe's going to have the high side. He's going to get the drive off going down the front stretch, but Killam still being able to hang with him side by side. He might be able to get enough momentum. Oh, Joe hit the wall. But Joe still has a strong car on the top side. Will he be able to clear and pull off a slide job? I don't know. I don't think so.
Joe with the momentum off of 2. It looked like the 48 was going to clear him for a second there, but it didn't happen. Now that 48, if he wanted to, he could slide up into his lane right now, as he does. The one's going to try the crossover, and the 48 is going to block down on that inside lane, cutting the apron on the front stretch.
Oh, that move right there. If he can stay on the outside there, he can get the run on exit, but he got the wall a little bit. It's going to let that 48 sail away.
We got 2 to go.
All right, so 1 at the line?
1 at the line.
All right, let's switch back over to our leaders, who is the 3 of Keenitz, and the 8 of Wasted right behind him. You got to think the 8 is not going to pass his teammate here. The 3 of Keenitz is still in the playoffs. Every point matters. I can't talk tonight. Every point matters, as we have 1 to go here in stage 1. Keenitz brushes the wall a little bit, but you got to think the 8's going to give him some room. I think he also brushed the wall, and he's going to take stage 1. I mean, he's still in 4, but there's no way the 8's going to pass him. It looks like the 8 of Wasted's going to finish P2. That's a strong stage 1 for him. Gator Mike P3. So P2 and P3 are not playoff drivers. Who finished P4?
P4 is going to be Kevin, I believe. He's coming to the line.
Oh, that's some.
And then you're going to have Captain Killam rounding off the top 5.
Wow, that's I don't mean to call things out here, but 48 passing the 1, taking away that stage point. The 48 didn't need that stage point, but he knows who his competitors are out there. He's trying to keep everything in line for his teammates Williams and Kevin.
Well, the 48 of Captain Killam, he's already moving on to the next round. I believe he won the Roval. Nobody corrected me, so I'm assuming that he did. So P2 and P3, they're not being playoff drivers. It's huge for Kevin in that 2 machine, because there's only 1 playoff driver that outpointed him in this round, and that's the 3 of Keenitz, who he's also racing for a spot points-wise. However, it could have been much worse for Kevin finishing P4. All right, so here we go. The cars are lined back up. We are about to go green here for stage 2 at Kansas Motor Speedway. The 8 of Wasted makes the pass on pit road somehow, thanks to 704 games on their computers. Lets him pass on pit road. He's going to take the lead here away from his FBGM teammate. And now, don't look now, but here comes the 00 of Gator Mike down on the outside. He's going to try to take the lead away here and lead his first couple laps. So they're 3 wide for second place. The 2 of Kevin ping-ponging off of cars. And around he goes into the 6, the 19, the 42, and the 88 all involved. We're going to have our first caution for cause here tonight.
Wow.
Man, that was a rough one.
Too aggressive too early. It looked like the guys, they were coming off of that corner. That high side had some momentum, and you get a guy stuck in the middle like that, and it's a ping pong. And unfortunately, going into turn 3, half the field basically just got taken out. So,
Whew, boys.
To see some of these leaders pit.
I rarely toot my own horn, but that one felt good.
Nice.
That one, I'm going to put that one on the highlight reel. Anyways.
Is that a shot at Gator for his call last night with lights out?
No. That was pretty fucking epic though. And there's $11. It was great. I was sitting there watching it in bed, like halfway asleep, and he was like, "And the lights are on." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's great."
It was a great call.
Well, speaking of Gator, he's now leading the race in that 00 pink and yellow Chevrolet Camaro. As he leads the field to green, he's going to try to clear that 8 wasted up there on the high side. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do it coming down here into 1. He should about mid-turn. He's got a big push from that 48 right behind him. He is going to clear that 8. Will the 48 clear the 8? And he will. So now you have a new leader here tonight at Kansas. That's the 00 of Gator Mike. The one of you already heard trying to make that bottom lane work. I think they're already a little bit too much up to speed here. I don't think it's going to work. It'll work there in turns 1 and 2 on the restart, but maybe not once you get up to full speed. Now let's see how long this 00 of Gator Mike can hold off this 48 for the lead. As the 00 goes right back to the high lane, which is the preferred lane around here. And the one of you already heard really trying to make that bottom lane work.
Oh, contact right there with Crunch and Kevin 1.0.
Oh, here comes Wasted. He's on the outside of the 48. He's going to take... Oh, and he's in the wall. He's in the wall. He's losing speed. The 3's going to get by him.
Wide.
The 38's going to get by him. And the 1 of Joe passes the 8 of Wasted. In one simple mistake, you lose 4 spots. Speaking about mistakes, the 00 Gator Mike just brushed the wall going in the 1 that left the inside door open for the 48. But once again, this outside lane is going to prevail. Whew, what a restart.
It's the only place you can make the inside work. It's all those restarts in turns 1 and 2. Everyone's gonna go crazy there.
It's definitely fun to watch. And here we have Jay Harrison at 38 checking into the top 5 for the first time tonight. He's a guy that's kind of been hanging out towards the back, being really patient, trying to learn all these drivers' tendencies in this league. And here, these last 2 or 3 races, he's starting to be like, okay, I feel comfortable. It's time for me to make my way to the front. As he is here tonight running P4. Oh, and he followed the 3 down there. I'm surprised he didn't. The 38 followed the 3 down there. I'm surprised he didn't take advantage of the 3 giving up the top lane.
Man, Joe's falling back. I'm wondering what's happening right here. He's going all the way back.
He's stuck on the bottom. And so is Steve-O and now Jay Harris. All 3 of those guys I feel like are going to lose some spots here to these guys on the top side as they're going to get freight trained.
Oh, the Gator lag! The Gator lag!
The Gator lag!
It's 3 wide, 4 wide back. Good lord.
Oh, thanks to the Gator lag. This is the new rules package. We got the 3 wide back here, 3 deep. The 8 wasted right in the middle between the 6 and the 38. He smartly checks out of that. The 6 of Steve-O is going to take that spot, and the 38 of Jay Harris makes his way up to P2 with Steve-O all over his inside.
How about Jay Harris all the way up to 2nd? We don't hear that very often, but he's making his name felt here.
Oh, is that the 8 of Wasted got really loose? Got into the 19 of Storm Rooster. It looks like they're all going to be able to keep their nose pointed in the right direction. No caution. So the original lag, the OG lag, shows up here tonight in Kansas. He hasn't lagged like all season. I'm kind of surprised. Now, he was just waiting until he was in the lead. He threw the switch. He did that on purpose. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I feel like right now, I mean, after that after that lag. You know, Gator's package is definitely giving him an advantage tonight. As Jay Harris is actually going to be on the outside, and Crunch is going to be right there behind him, and they're going to try Crunch just pushing themselves up through the field. And it looks like Steve-O too is gonna be up there with Storm Roosters. These two guys are going to try to take that high line and keep Gator down low.
Wow, so the 38 of Jay Harris leading his first laps here in the North American eRacing League Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. He's playing no games here tonight. It looks like he's very comfortable with Kansas, and he's letting everybody know that he belongs up here.
I don't know if that was a good move there by Crunch. He dipped down low on Harris. He's going to actually, he might have the numbers here. He's got Steve-O and Storm Rooster behind him. He might be able to make this pass here going into one.
We've got
a little bit of contact. Oh my goodness. How did Jay Harris stay off the wall? Oh, contact. Around goes the 6. The 88 got to the 6. It looks like it's going to be a single car incident. Steve-O is back there spinning out all by himself. He was up here running in the top 3 until he became victim.
You hate to see it.
Yeah. That really stinks for Steve-O. He did so well last night, and his last call-up was at Richmond. He did pretty good at Richmond as well, and that's going to send back a little bit.
And that was just one of those racing deals. Jay Harris had like 2 inches from the wall, and you could tell he got a little bit loose off the corner. Hit the 88. The 88 wasn't able to hold it straight. Sit the 6 around. It's a shame.
Yeah, that's probably time to go.
Comes FBGM train. You got the 8 car and the 1 car going to the outside of Gator. I'm wondering if the 8's going to do it. Yep, there he goes.
All right, the 19 of Storm Rooster going to try the slide job for the lead. He's not going to have enough speed to carry it through as the 38 of Jay Harris. You could have stuck a playing card in between him and the wall. The 88 is going to push him up through the track, and the 88 pushed him a little bit too far. A little bit of contact with the wall, and then the 19 of Storm Rooster said, okay, I'll take advantage of that as he clears the 88 off of 4, I think. Yeah, I think he's clear.
So we've had so much going on these restarts. I haven't been able to tell you the points after stage 1. We have Kill and Advanced. We have Keenitz plus 16 on the line. We have Joe plus 10 on the line. Kevin 1.0, 1 on top of the line. And then Crunch 1 under the line. Williams 10 under the line.
All right, so the playoffs are heating up here.
They sure are, and it looks like Storm Rooster's going to lose some spots here as both the 1 of You Already Heard and the 8 of Wasted are going to go take him on the top line through the front stretch. And Kevin 1.0 in that too, he's coming back here. It looks like he's going to try to make a pass on Storm Rooster.
Oh, the 88 wanted to go to the outside of Jay Harris right
He's there. He's there. He's at the bumper. He had the quarter panel. He just had to let up there a little bit. He didn't have the greatest line into the corner.
Jay Harris is not willing to give this up, man. This is the first time he's been out front in a while. He wants this so bad.
Here comes Joe. He was convinced to make that bottom lane work, and here he goes. He may have found something. As he's now even with the leader, he's going to fall a little bit back behind here now as the outside lane has been dominant all night, but he's committed. Oh, a little bit of contact with the 8 there.
Well,
they get it all straightened out.
With that many cars on that top line, you know, you run the risk of having a guy, you know, bumping you in the rear, your nose getting kind of out of whack, and someone hitting the wall, and you want to be in that low line in that kind of traffic so you can hopefully take advantage of someone else's mistake and have a clear shot.
Oh, it's just on my screen, sorry. Looked like the 88 smoked the wall on my screen, but he's still up to speed, so obviously he didn't. How many laps to go do we have in this stage?
Can't exactly tell you at the moment, but I know that they've got about 14 laps of fuel for all these cars. So they're probably going to want to come down pit road, I would imagine, in the next 5 or so laps.
All right, well, they had to pit in stage 1. I'm assuming they're going to have to pit in stage 2 as well, and definitely maybe even twice in stage 3. So we still got a lot of action to call here tonight. We got ourselves a little race on our hands.
Yeah, we definitely do. I mean, these guys, both Jay Harris in the 34, and then you've also got Lieutenant Crunch in the 88. They've kind of separated themselves, but you know, all 4 of these guys.
Oh, the 88's to the outside of them, and I think 38's coming to pit road, guys.
Yeah, he is 38 down pit road. So 88
Gator behind him.
Yep. So we got
And
two cars,
John behind him.
3 cars on pit road as the 88 takes the lead here at Kansas halfway through stage 2. They got to be coming down pit road here soon, you got to think.
Yeah, you got 17 laps to go.
I'll tell you one guy I'm a little bit surprised about is that 48 of Captain Killam. He had some damage there in stage 1, so I didn't really think too much about it. But here in stage 2, he still hasn't made his way to the front. We're used to seeing him fast at every track that we go to as the 19 Storm Rooster ducks down on pit road. Do you think he's just got all of his attention on Homestead and he didn't practice here tonight, or it's just not his track?
I think he might have his attention on pushing his teammate up to this top pack. He's got Williams right in front of him, just trying to get him up there. Drafts play such a critical role in just being competitive up there in the top pack. I think that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Big Jim. But at the same time, I also feel like after racing yesterday and having some issues and get caught up in some accidents.
Oh, the 8 wasted into the wall. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
48 to pit road.
The 2 is under him, but yeah, when you start 6th on back, it's really hard to get through the field in the early goings. And as the field kind of spreads out, it takes you a lot of time to be able to get your drafting partners and be able to move up. So I just feel like he's struggling based on the current track position he's had to deal with tonight, and then also kind of getting involved in a couple of fender benders early on in stage 2.
Oh, the 2 of Kevin was coming down pit road. The 1 of Joe barely missed him as the 42 follows right behind the 2 machine as they both come down pit road.
And he's going to have his drafting partner, Captain Killam's, down as well.
So the 88's still in the lead, I believe. The 8 of Wasted currently running second. Joe in that.
Williams down pit road.
Joe running P3. It's about time for these guys to pit, though, because not only are they not hooked up at drafting, but every lap that you turn here wears down on those tires, and older tires are slower lap times as the 8 of Wasted barely keeps it off the inside wall as I just dropped my fan. Oh, I'll be right back.
Yeah, it looks like Wasted got a little squirrely there coming off of 4, and you got to think that 88 of Crunch and the 1 of you already heard, they've got to be coming down pit road here.
They do. They're losing so much time staying on track right now. They've got to come to pit road. Yep, 1 car's coming. Not sure about the 88 yet. 88 will not come.
Stay out.
1 car is coming.
Yeah, I got to think though with Joe, is he going to be able to have any drafting help after this pit stop? Will he have anybody with him?
I believe he'll have Wasted, who is one of his FBGM teammates, be tucked up right behind him. And I'm thinking Wasted's on the side of being a good teammate tonight, not for the win. Of course, he'll take a win if he sees the opportunity, but as of now, he's probably just going to be a good teammate and keeping the draft with him.
You could definitely see how that short pit really
worked out. Crunch just smacked the wall.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling the pain on those right sides. He's going to have to come down.
Joe heading off pit road now. Tag on it, dude. That one wasn't even my fault. Won't go buy me a new fan.
Multiple fans?
No, I just put it together and it fell apart again.
We got fans in the booth, folks. We got fans in the booth.
Hey.
Yeah, we're using 1960s technology up here. We don't have air conditioning, we have fans.
Hush your fuss.
88 continues to stay out. He's losing so much time. You gotta believe he's playing some kind of strategy at this point, staying out this long.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Alright, just not going to touch it. Got it. Leave the fan alone. Alright, so the 1 of Joe got into the wall a little bit. He's going to let the 38J Harris get past him. And I'm not sure where they're going to cycle out in all this, but Harris was leading there before he came to pit road. So, ooh, Harris just lagged. Almost took out Joe. That was close. Joe probably had a heart attack on that one.
The 88 has not come down pit road yet. So we're assuming he's playing some kind of strategy here because he stayed out quite a while.
Now that's a little risky. We saw Jagboy try something similar here last night in stage 2, and it didn't quite work out for. Or was it stage 3? Whatever stage it was, it didn't quite work out for him. He ran out of gas coming out of 2, and pretty much sunk his chances of winning the race. Hopefully, Lieutenant Crunch learned something from that, and he pits with 2 laps to go on fuel, and not just kind of hold on to it.
I mean, he probably did come down a little later than all the other guys on the first round of pit stops because he had to make a first unscheduled stop from all the damage. I'm starting to wonder if that's maybe increased his fuel by a couple laps over these other guys.
Well, they all pit at the stage break.
Yeah, they all had to pit at the stage break, so I think that he's just trying to run it all the way down as long as he can. Maybe hope for a caution or just pray that it holds up, but I don't think it's going to happen for him. I mean, you got 9 laps left to go, and I can almost guarantee that his fuel is probably somewhere around like... So he's going to have to probably come down here at some point.
He's definitely saving. I can hear his engine. He's probably come down this time, guys.
Joe's in the wall hard. He made Joe got in the wall and then came off, made contact with the 19, and then Joe kept it off the 19, got in the wall even harder. Yes, now Kevin's going to make his way past him. Lieutenant Crunch almost got that caution he needed.
Or he came down pit road too. I mean, that would have been absolutely best case scenario right there. But
so has Jay Harris resumed the lead?
I think they're just getting their lap back. I think that all these guys are now getting their lap back. I think the 88 is still in the lead, but...
No, he's going to be very far behind after all this is done.
He is, because he's going to have to come down. He's just praying that he gets a splash and go, but...
Jaggy! Jag Boy's in the old lobby. The YouTube lobby.
What's going on, Jag Boy?
He heard me talking crap about him running out of gas and he just appeared.
A wild Jag Boy has appeared.
Oh, so this is for the lead. The 88 Lieutenant Crunch coming off of pit road is not going to be up to speed in time as Jay Harris makes his way past him. He's also going to get passed by Storm Rooster for P2 and Gator Mike P3 now. I'm not sure if Kevin's got enough speed here. Looks like the 88 may retain that P4 position.
You got to think, did he take 4 tires though? Did the 88?
No, I don't think the 88 took 4 tires because there's no way he'd even be competitive right now, even in this pack, if he took 4 tires.
Yeah, I think he's a sitting duck for both Kevin 1.0 as well as you already heard in the 1.
Yeah, he's in the wall. He's driving the wheels off this thing.
Hey,
yeah, right in front of the 2 too. He's gonna cut off the nose of Kevin 1.0, and he's just praying to hold on to that position as we've got about 6 to go. And Wasted on the outside of, you already heard here, going into 3. He's going to try to take a position away.
Interesting.
What position is it? We don't know.
And the 2 car to the outside of Lieutenant Crunch right here for 4th position.
I believe Wasted is now in 6th, and the one of you already heard is now in 7th.
Alright, so there goes Kevin for what'd you say, P4?
P4.
That's where he finished stage 1. Mr. Consistent up here.
Gator's trying to get around Rooster for P2 here. He's just trying to play it smart, trying to be patient, picking his spot on when he's going to make his move. And I'm very surprised if that 88 did not take tires. He's still able to somewhat hold a really fast 88 Exalta Chevrolet. He's able to keep that machine up front.
His strategy's throwing us in a curveball. We don't know what he did.
I no idea.
Well, once again, this is the best case. Well, the first stage was almost best case scenario, but this is the best case scenario here for Kevin with a P4 finish, because you have Jay Harris, who is not a playoff driver. You have Storm Rooster, who is not a playoff driver. You have Gator Mike, who is also not a playoff driver. The first playoff driver that we have in our running order is Kevin. So he will grow his lead on his other playoff contenders if it were to finish like this. Even finishing P4.
He'll gladly take those 2 points. It would increase his lead on Crunch over the cut line by
1 point.
Maybe 3 up after that.
Oh, Lieutenant Guard's getting really loose.
Yeah, he did. He needs to get this stage point. Now he's fallen to 5th. He needs to be able to hold that 5th spot, or else he's not going to get any stage points, and that could be catastrophic for his playoff hopes.
Well, here comes Wasted. Wasted's been fast all night. If he could keep it off the wall up there, he might be able to catch the 88.
Yeah, but I don't know if time is going to allow it.
How many laps do we have?
For the lead, boys.
We got 1 to go. This is the last lap remaining in stage 2.
Oh, how did I miss that? Stormer's just going to dive down. It's not going to be enough. Is that it? Jay Harris.
That's it.
Stage winner. Who's got our official top 5?
We got so we got Jay Harris in that 34 taking the stage win for stage 2. We got the 19 of Storm Rooster finishing in P2. Gator Mike in that 00 having a strong showing tonight in P3. The 2 playoff contender, championship contender rather, in P4, and then the 88 of Lieutenant Crunch. I don't know how he did it.
Wow, how did he
He's gonna be
do
able
that?
to pull off P5
What?
to pick up a stage
Incredible. Incredible.
huge recovery by that 88 team tonight. That pit road, that pit crew is going to celebrate after that pit stop.
Definitely big for that 88 there. Definitely big, especially P1 through 3 not being playoff drivers. He definitely needed that point. I believe you said he's, what, 2 points under the cutoff? 3 points?
Yeah.
Point, I believe.
So Crunch was 3 points under the cutoff. Should only be 2 now.
Who is he racing?
He is racing, believe it or not, the guy who finished right ahead of him, Kelvin.
Oh, so now he's 3? Anyways, yay math. Here we go.
I'll get back to you. On that.
We got the restart here, man. Jay Harris is still in the lead. He's going to try to stay out there for the rest of stage 3. That would be the perfect ending here for him, right? But the 00 of Gator Mike has other plans as he is now underneath of him. He's really close to being clear, but they're still side by side down the backstretch. Data wasted down there trying to push the 00 of Gator Mike to the lead. And they're still, oh man, we are side by side, 3-4 rows deep. These restarts are insane.
Yeah, they sure are. That's the thing. As long as you can keep that high line and keep a car off a wall, you got yourself a really good chance of getting in front of this field. But all it takes is one guy, and you can really screw up everyone's night.
All right, well, there you go.
That wall on the high side. So keeping it low here, I like Gator's move. The 88's actually going to plow the back end of that 2 of Kevin. Kevin's going to get in the wall coming off of 2, or coming off of 4 rather.
Oh,
He's
big
going to turn around.
contact.
Oh, Swamp Fox in the 43 is going to take the brute force of that.
That's a caution.
That is a caution. Oh, man.
Wow, the second
Swamp
caution
Fox.
of the night for Cause. Swamp, once again, wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, he's just getting caught up in everything tonight, and it's none of his doing. But yeah, it's so competitive on these restarts. You know, these guys, you know, sometimes it's just the mechanics of the game. You know, you take that high line, you're carrying so much momentum, carrying so much speed with the draft of, 6 or 7 on that top line, and then the bottom line, just trying to keep up or try to stay with that top line as long as they can and hope for someone to make a mistake or someone to get into somebody. But yeah, eventually you're going to start to see some 3 wides, and that's unfortunately what happened there with
right.
Kevin 1.0.
I think I have the points after stage 2. You have Kilm advanced, you have Hurd plus 9, Keenit's above him plus 13, Kelvin plus 2, Crunch minus 2, and Williams minus 13.
Oh, so that's close. I mean, you can't ask for much more. As the 19 of Stormrooster somehow took the lead during the caution, he's going to lead this field to green, and I think he's going to clear the 38 of Jay Harris. I don't have the right angle to tell you that he is. It looks like he is. I'm cycling through. He is. He's very clear. The 42 is also clear. The 00 of Gator Mike is also clear of that 38. They could come up if they want to. Well, they did. Oh, the 00 did it.
42's going to try to go underneath. He might try to slide job.
And here we go. He didn't have enough momentum. He went for it.
I don't think the 19's going to be too happy with that Happy Meal. And the 38 of Jay Harris is going to pull in right behind Storm Rooster, and they're going to go to the top side. They're going to have the momentum. That 88 crunches up there, but Steve-O coming into the picture.
They're 3 wide coming out of 2. The 19, the 38, the 42, wide. The 19 into the wall. Oh my goodness.
There it is.
Storm Rooster.
Big crash. If this isn't a caution, I'll be surprised.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not a caution? Wow, that 19 is going to be ticked. He just got cockadoodle dumped.
The what?
That rooster. The rooster got cockadoodle dumped on that one, man. That's unfortunate. You hate to see it. You just hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
I hate to see it.
Crunch is now our leader.
I can't believe you just said that.
I'm trying to drive stuff.
It's unfortunate, man. Like I said, he was having such a good night too, and for a caution not to come out for him, you just, like I said, you hate to see it. There's no other words to describe that. Just pure devastation. The 88 here is going to have a great shot here, as he's going to be in the lead, and Jay Harris still another very, very strong
Oh,
restart.
the
there.
42 slides right in front of Wasted. That was really close. The 8 keeps it off the wall. And everyone gets that single file, but that was close.
Jagboy says, I'm trying to drive. Stop distracting me. I'm missing some amazing racing. Jagboy, I didn't even know you were old enough to drive.
Yeah, right.
I can't get over that
38.
cockadoodle do. I can't cockadoodle dump.
Shout out 704.
Well, there was no other way to describe it. And we got Wasted at the 8 of Wasted going underneath Mr. Williams in that Ronald McDonald 42 machine. We're gonna see if he can clear them here as they go in. But they got some momentum. They got some cars hooked up on that high line. Gator Mike, you got the one you already heard. Gator's gonna get shuffled to the low line as Kevin 1.0 and that 2 is gonna take the top spot. Man, you got cars all over. They got all different lanes working
All over
here.
the place.
It's insane. These guys are all stacking each other
And
up.
while that's all happening, check out the top 2 and how far they're pulling away with that draft. That 38 and 88 are setting sail on the field.
Wow, they definitely are. Yeah, that side-by-side racing back there is not helping their cause. It's not helping the cause of the guys in that pack, but yeah, it looks like the 42 is going to be able to come out on top. He's going to be able to take the tie line, and the 88 is going to go down the low. He's going to go down low. You're going to have the 38 or 38 of Jay Harris here. He's going to try to get a good run on the high side. Yeah, he's still not going to be able to get that run. Oh man, Jay Harris gets in the wall a little bit there off of corner exit.
Joe's going to look to the inside of the 42. This probably is not going to work, but it's worth a shot. I think the 42 might be holding these guys up here.
Oh yeah, they're like 3 wide here going down the front stretch. You got a couple cars on the apron
Kill me now.
as they get back to double file here. The 8 of Wasted clips the
LOL.
wall a little bit going into 1. The 2
Oh, we got
little
really nice run.
TJR teammates
Oh,
right
they
there.
bounce
The two-
off each other. The double zero into the wall.
Double zeros turn around, and
Gator
that's
Mike.
Around goes the double zero. Look, have y'all announced the 3 yet?
MOG
Oh
middle finger.
no, he lagged out.
Looks like it.
Oh, that is a very tough break for Keenitz, who was looking very good. He's plus 13 before this lag out, but this one's gonna hurt.
That one's definitely going to hurt. The only reason why I noticed, he
Blue
came
Jackson has to
into
be racing.
our chat and said, shout out 704, kill me now.
That is so unfortunate.
And I was like,
I
how
feel
is he? I was like, how is he sending me a message? Oh,
And that is heartbreaking, but one more race to go, and that's him. See if he can make his way into Homestead there.
That is so unfortunate.
And looks like the 1 and 8 FBGM teammates are going to. It's looking a bit like a super speedway right here. We got teammates on the bottom and teammates on the top.
that's
It's
until
like
Kevin
just
had no interest in staying with his teammates. So I don't know.
48 looks to the inside, trying to break up that FBGM duo. If he can.
It's the 2 of Kevin and the 42 of Mr. Williams banging off each other's doors.
Yeah, but meanwhile, man, you got to think that 38 and the 88, these guys, as long as they stick with each other and keep a nice single file draft on the high line, I don't think anybody's going to
The 48 and 38 are gone. They've taken advantage of the circumstances happening behind them, and they've set sail on the field.
How many laps do we have in the race?
We have, at the moment, 36 to go.
That's not that many. We have, what, one more pit stop after this, and they can make it from after this next one, or do they have to pit twice?
I believe they're going to have to pit, well, they might be able to make it. But it's going to depend how long these guys want to stay out. Because I believe right now, if I'm looking to kill him, I'm sure that he's got pretty much the same fuel window as the rest of these guys, and he's got about 17 laps to the good on fuel. So I think that if he runs it down to say like 4 or 5, I mean, I guess maybe run it down to maybe 10 to go, he can You can maybe short pit it and then just run it all the way down to the end. It's going to be interesting. I mean, you got a couple of choices. I mean, you can short pit it. You can pit, with 5 or so laps on fuel, or you can just.
Oh, mistake by the 8 car, got on the wall. 48's going to give him. Going to give it to him. Oh, we got loose.
He did, and the 2's going to take advantage of that. But man, these guys, all of these guys, they're racing each other so hard. But the problem is they're not actually working together, and as a result of that, the 88 and that 38 are just gaining so much more ground. These guys
you're too far back at this point. If you're getting a single file line, it's just gonna be a train. You just gotta hope for some kind of mistake from 38 and 88 right now, unless these guys find some unpronounced speed.
Joe got free off the corner exit on 2. He had to get down to the bottom, but now he's found his way back up into turn 3. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you got to get the draft. The draft, like you said, Big Jim, is so important here. But unfortunately, with those guys so far up ahead, you got Dorbane.
Oh, around goes the 2 on the front stretch. He was straddling that inside apron. Oh, the 42 barely dodged him. The 12 barely dodged him. He was straddling that apron on the front stretch, and you can't do that in NASCAR E4. You got to have 4 tires on one side or the other, because you'll get really loose if you decide to put 2 on each side.
And guys, huge points implications right there, depending where Keenitz finishes. If he could have finished 3rd or 2nd or 4th, anywhere in there, he would still be up in contention in points right now, but before I fell back to like 9th or 10th, I'm assuming, by spinning, and that's going to hurt him on the line.
Go FBGM.
And
oh, we got a FBGM fan in the chat, but it didn't show up, so I don't know who said it. I just heard the lady talking to me and said, "Go FBGM." It's probably Keenitz.
Probably, I would imagine.
One thing that does bode well right now for Joe and Wasted right now is 38 and 88.
Oh, it was
do have a
Balstic.
bit of a gap between them. That gap between them and the 8 and 1 have no gap between them. They're pushing each other. So we'll see if they can catch them.
But I'll say to go FBGM.
38 and 88 made a good amount of time on them while they were busy back here fighting everybody else.
I will say that that Jagboy is already wanting Gar on the team. It seems he actually said go.
Don't you stop it? Stop it.
Said TDR and
don't finish it. Don't finish.
In,
don't finish.
Yep.
Yep.
He's gonna put it right in the name. So there you have it, folks. Avenged. Big fan of that move. Big fan of Jagboy's comment. Those comments have unfortunately been retracted. But yeah, Jagboy, big fan of Gar.
You have no proof.
Gar for TJR.
Oh damn! I should screenshot when I had the chance. Oh well.
Team Gar Racing.
Speaking of Team Racing, yeah, that's got a ring to it. Team Gar Racing. But look at these guys. These 3 with Captain Killam, the 8 of Wasted, and also
they're catching the 38 right now.
They are. They're these 2 guys, Crunch and the 88, and also the 38 of
oh, work phone's ringing
Jay
again.
Harris. They've split up a little bit, so it looks like these guys are going to get a good draft on the outside. They should be able to catch up to this 38, and they might be able to race down that 88, and hopefully be right there with them when they make their pit stops for this final stage.
If Gar is on the team, it might as well just be Team Racing.
When the
Gar.
38 and 88 separated, it's been gradual, but that 88's been pulling away. That's not the best thing for the 88 right now. He wants to push from 38, and he's not getting it. It's allowing the 1, the 8, and the 48 pull right up to the bumper.
And no problem, that's not a mistype.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
No
It
problem.
looks like Joe is really fighting that car off corner exit, man. He is incredibly free. You can see it, that back end is turning way too much coming off corner exit. And that 8 of Wasted, it seems, has actually a really fast car.
That's not what I meant.
He's just trying to make a move.
He's just pushing.
He is, and it looks like it's working. And Captain Killam, I think, is being really smart. He's just kind of biding his time. He's going to wait back a little bit, be a little patient. He doesn't want to get into any sort of wreck or any sort of pileup, with these cars being so loose on corner exit.
Consider yourself a little bit. I mean, he's ban the king of that this year. And consider himself. He found some way to win the Roval off of strategy by conserving his tires and fuel. So maybe he's playing a little strategy here.
And that 38 has now been caught. That one of you already heard is right there on that back bumper.
Feels a lot like a super speedway track, huh?
It sure does. It's basically the opposite of. It's a kind of a mile and a half super speedway, kind of hybrid in a way. Except the high line actually works, so it makes for some interesting racing. But it's also really risky having that car being so loose with the wall being right there to your right side. And it gets
the 38 might have gotten the
Oh,
wall.
he
Contact! Oh my goodness! How did Joe save that?
I have no idea. He just got doored though by that 38.
Wow.
And he's gonna
That's going to
lose
break
both
up the
of those
draft.
spots.
That's going to hurt Wasted. That's obviously going to hurt Joe. Also, Crunch to Pit Road. But that's going to hurt him.
And the 38 and the 1.
Yeah, it's actually
And the 42.
What the fuck,
Joe. Joe and the 1 is actually probably gonna. I know he's probably frustrated right now after getting getting doored there by the 38, but now he's gonna have 2 guys to draft with. He's right there with the leaders coming down pit road.
He's still with the leaders?
Yeah, he is. He's with 88 and the 38. Both of these guys, he's gonna be coming down pit road with.
Okay.
It looks like Steve-O as well as OFR are both gonna be down.
OFR making his way off now.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
Wasted
going
came
on.
down.
Looks like, is it a double zero stayed out?
Road.
Oh, that was close from OFR. Pit road
Oh
violation.
man, the
I'll
1
let
and
it go.
38 are coming out right beside each other.
Oh, keep an eye on that.
Keep an eye on that. I wouldn't imagine anything comes from it. Joe's got a cool head, and being in his position where he's at right now, he probably isn't gonna return favor to 38.
I don't know there, Big Jim. I think with this playoff
48 on pit
format,
road.
tensions being on the line, and there's so much on the line, and tensions being high, you never know. Chase racing definitely brings out the competitive spirit in some of these guys. I think they might try to settle things on track.
2 of Kevin on pit road. We got the 8 of
It
Wasted.
looks like
Gonna
the
merge
1
off
and the
now.
8 are gonna be able to hook up together again if they.
The 8's not gonna have enough speed.
He's not gonna have enough speed, but
Nah, he's gonna lose
I mean,
the draft.
the 1 did come down a lap earlier. It's gonna allow the 8 to have fresher tires for 1 lap. Maybe he can get back to that 1 car's bumper, doing the push that he's been doing all night.
I didn't follow him the whole time, but it looks like that 2... Oh, the double zero Gator Mike finally making his way on pit road. It looks like that 2 has a really long stop. I'm wondering if he sped. He's still on pit road in his stall.
Oh, it just
There he
that's
goes.
insult to injury right there. I mean, you spin out and now you have troubles on pit road and probably cause you some more positions.
not
Hopefully
sure.
you are incorrect, but if not, that's another devastating blow.
It just seemed like a long time, but who knows. So do we know who our leader is now?
I believe that would be the 38 of, or maybe not.
Is
I believe
that
it's
the 88? Is it the 88?
88's far out in front.
Not as bad as running out of fuel.
It's Crunch, I believe. is in the lead.
Jackboy,
By
quit
a
punishing
large
yourself. He was
What
talking about
Jackboy said.
the 2 of Kevin spinning out being such a bad thing, and Jackboy said it's not as bad as running out of fuel.
Oof.
Oh, big oof.
I would say they're kind of
Your
on the
brain
same
left your
same
body
level.
last night.
Both pretty rough. But we're not
Yeah.
here to grill people, so let's just get back to the
There's still
commentating.
one more to go.
That is true.
All right. So the 48's right behind that 8. Looks like they're going to get that draft going, and that's going to let them suck back up to Joe. And if they can get a 3-car pack going, they're going to not only catch that 38, but they'll probably catch the 88 as well.
Unless the 6 pulls in behind and starts drafting the 88, but it looks like 6 just gonna let him go by.
No, the 88's going to hit the wall there going into 1, but he's going to be able to recover there. It looks like, unless these guys, like you said, get kind of hooked up back there.
Well, the 8's in the wall hard. He's going to lose a lot of speed as the 48's going to make the pass on the 8 on the inside. How many laps to go do we have?
I can tell you in half a lap.
Yeah, no problem. So if these guys get hooked up, they can actually get a little 4-car train going on, and you got to assume if they catch that 88, they're just going to blow those doors off like a plate track, and then kind of sort it out from there. But a lot of racing left, no matter how many. 17, yeah, that's plenty of laps.
So I've got to also bring up that what these guys are doing, drafting on the top lane like this and being as close as they are, that's not easy. You can easily put someone in the wall in front of you if you give them too much of a push. It's more pushing on the front stretch and back stretch than it is in the corners. But, I mean, when these guys are trying to make up time, they're going to be pushing everywhere they can.
When you're in the draft on that high line, you kind of want to just let the car glide. Honestly, after last night, there were a lot of times where I wasn't even in the throttle in many parts of that corner. In both going into turn 1 and turn 3, you just kind of let the car glide and let the draft kind of just suck you up and along with everyone. And that way you don't run the risk of completely plowing somebody in the rear.
Well, speaking about draft, they definitely got on the save wavelength there. And until Joe gets in the wall here, that's going to slow him down. The 48's going to look under him. He's checking up. He's going to let him right back in. So they're on the save brain wavelength here as far as getting these 4 cars linked up and drafting. I think they've got their eyes set on the 88. And once they catch the 88, they can settle it out from there, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They just got to catch him first.
So this 6 is a lap down, correct?
Yes. Steve-O in the 6 is a lap down, so we're going to see if he plays nice with some of these guys.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Or will he be able to help this squad? Will he be able to help all these guys kind of...
Joe's in the wall again.
One in the wall again. Every time you do that, you lose momentum. It hurts not just this lap, but the next one as well, so... I'm gonna have to figure that out.
It's killing these guys. As long as they can keep it off the wall and stay in a tandem here, they've got the momentum to get up to the 88. But as soon as, like you said, you hit the wall, I mean that ruins everything. With only about 15 to go, I mean you don't really have a lot of laps to make this thing, or to make it up to the 88. So you got to make every lap count.
That 88's pretty far up there. I'm wondering if they even have enough to be able to do it. I mean,
I'm not sure
because there by a bunch of car lengths.
Exactly. That gap has stayed about the same. If anybody's got Killam's or Joe's stream up, can you see the interval?
No, right now Killam's actually got his car status up, so I can't actually see the interval between him and the leader.
I got you.
I mean, you can see how much they're making up. The guy in front of him, Steve-O, he's a 1-car group all by himself, and he's about to get... I mean, I doubt he's on the brakes, so he's getting caught by a bunch. It's just that 88 had such a lead going into it, and now they're all fanning out back here.
Oh, and they were 3 wide, trying to sort out who was going to lead this pack, as the 48's now going to try to lead the spearhead on this one, as the 48 doesn't really know which lane to block, so he blocks both of them, as the 8's going to split the 38 and the 1.
Put the 38 up the track.
Oh, a little bit of contact between the 38 and the 8, and they could somehow manage to not wreck each other, as now the 38 is the caboose of the track, of the pack, and the 48's going to now try to drag these guys up there to his Hendrick Motorsports teammate, the 88 of Lieutenant Crunch. But first, they got to navigate around these 2 lap cars. I don't think that 38 took too kindly about getting railroaded there, so we'll see if he just stays back here and tries to push, or he goes inside of this 8 here.
He's going to push him up the track just like Wasted did to him. He's going to look under. He's still in the preferred line. And he's going to drag race him to the line.
A little bit of contact
at the line.
Not too bad. They all keep it stable. Now the 38 is going to dive it down there about mid-lane in the turn 1 and turn 2 as he is side by side with that 8. I tell you what, he did not take that move kindly.
Goodness, we got them going 3 wide with the lap traffic. What in the world?
Steve-O just got way out of the way. The 12 just put it in the wall to get out of the way, so kudos to them too.
Yeah, smart move by Steve-O, taking that low side, going out on the apron. You know, that could have definitely turned into something ugly.
I think this 12 just quit.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
His car just disappeared, unless he's lagging. Yeah, it's on pit road. Looks like that Team Penske motor couldn't hold up here tonight.
Well, the magician made an appearance tonight and just took his car right down to pit road. man, they're still not gain. That 88's so far out in front. I think he might have just found something that's better than the rest of these guys because he hasn't lost any time.
I think these larger
That's
packs actually hurt you. You might want to take a pack of 2, but if you got a pack of 3 or 4, you know, with everybody, you know, if somebody gets in the wall or having to check up in the turns and not being able to full throttle it off, it just hurts you.
They're all struggling with that, all fighting loose off, it looks like.
Plus the tires have got to be getting pretty worn, so you're not making up as much ground as you would.
All right, can we get a points update? Let's assume that. Oh, Joe got really loose. He's in the grass.
Is now in the grass. Well,
if it were to finish like this, what are our points looking like?
That would require a lot of math there.
Homework. Oh, the 38 of Jay Harris was on the apron there. What in the world happened there?
Joe's going to get a good run off of 2. He's going to try to probably make a pass on the low side. He's going to try a slide job, maybe.
Slide job! No, he didn't have it.
Nope, slide job. You're not going to have it. Nope. The 38's going to be able to take him on that high side. But he's still door-to-door with him. I'll tell you what, that 8 of Wasted and the 48 of Captain Kill him. If they can kind of get in the draft. Oh, the 38's up in the wall. The 1's going to be on the inside. He's going to take that spot away. 38's now back on the apron. And he's going to lose that spot to Joe.
So, how many points does a car that DNF'd lagged out? How much did they get?
He'll just get a last place finish.
Last place finish? Alrighty.
Yeah.
I believe.
Or wherever he. Yeah, Keenan's case would be last place. John's case, second to last. But you get it.
I got you.
4 to go.
4 to go, that's it?
4 to go. Yep, 4 to go, and that 88 is gone.
So this will make him automatically advance, and if I'm not mistaken, that shakes up the field a little bit here.
He's probably tuning into the broadcast, because I know that's going to hurt his chances of moving forward, as well as Mr. Williams and even Kevin 1.0. All 3 of those guys are going to be in dire straits here.
I'll tell you what, though, Lieutenant Crunch has found some speed here of late in the past 10 races or so. Now, he's been consistent all season, don't get me wrong, but he won his first race like 3 races ago or so. And now, I mean, he's in the catbird seat here as long as no caution or he doesn't just mess it up catastrophically. He's off to his
42 and 43 in the wall back here. Gator got into the side of the 43 after he bounced off the wall, but
no caution.
Yeah, 42.
That would have been big.
42 is one of your playoff guys.
That would have been big. So how we got 2 to go at the line when the 88 gets there? So, is that right?
I believe so.
All right. Well, we got 2 more laps to go. Hey, Lieutenant Crunch, he's only got to turn around this track 2 more times, and then he could just forget about Phoenix. Just start focusing on Homestead.
Now we've actually got 1 to go.
1 to go. This is the last lap?
Yep.
All right, well, we have 1 to go, presented by Credit One Bank, as Lieutenant Crunch is already on the backstretch. He's going to take that turn 3 and turn 4 for the final time here tonight, the 153rd time tonight. He heads out of 4, makes his way to the start-finish line, and you have Lieutenant Crunch in that 88 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro with the automatic advance to Homestead. He punches his ticket. There's a lot of stress off of that 88.
Oh,
Can I get a race finish order?
So you're going to have the 88 of Lieutenant Crunch, the 48 of Captain Killam, finishing 2nd. You already heard in the 1 finishing 3rd. Wasted in the 8, finishing 4th. And then Jay Harris in the 38, rounding out your top 5. You're then going to have in 6th, Mr. Williams in the 42. Swamp Fox in 7th in that 43 machine. The 2 of Kevin 1.0 in 8th. Storm Rooster, we got Cockadoodle Dumped, finishing 9th. And then I couldn't exactly make out that who was in 10th. Steve-O finishing a lap down. And
all right, so as I get our race winner in here, what did we take out of this race? What do we take from this race?
Honestly, I'm just surprised by the resilience of that 88. You know, after literally disaster on lap 1, and getting spun out and collecting Slump Fox in the 43. You know, he was a lap down there, finishing stage 1, and he found a way. He got his lap back at the end of it, and found a way to battle his way up, avoid some of the chaos, and get up to the front of the field and take home a win tonight. So I was really surprised with his showing and being able to kind of overcome that adversity that he was facing there in stage 1.
Yeah, Crunch showed up at crunch time. He got himself into Homestead.
We're on a Homestead.
Hey, there he is, our race winner, Lieutenant Crunch. Hey, man, you've already kind of answered the first question that I always ask, but how you feeling, bud?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good. Wow. Screw Phoenix. I'm not even touching the sticks for that race.
Hey, fair enough, you've earned it. Now, the last time you were up here interviewing, you said, well, you know, I really wish I was the first one you invited. But that's what happened tonight, man. Good.
Yeah.
You made it happen. What was going through your mind there those last couple of laps when you saw those 4 cars kind of can make a train back there, but they just weren't catching you? What was going through your head?
Yeah, man, when I came out of the pits, I saw the time difference, and I knew they were right on top of each other. I was like, I'm going to have to run. Like, I can't just slack off. I have to run pretty much the best laps I ran all race, or they're going to just run me down. And I think once the tires started to wear, them running close hurt them more than it helped them, because I started, I kind of started picking up a couple tenths too. So, oh man, I'm just happy now. That was a good win there.
Yeah, I think actually Doc Shocks noticed that it may have been hurting him. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Jagboy in the comments section says you could just call him Lieutenant Clutch from now on. How do you think about that nickname?
I tell you what, after getting in that wreck there with Joe in the very first lap and going a lap down, like that, if that's not clutch, I don't know what clutch is right there.
All right, well, I got a pretty good booth up here tonight. I'm going to pass it off to Doc Shocks. Any questions you got for our race winner?
Of course, man. Congratulations, first and foremost there, Crunch. Hell of a win. Congrats on punching your ticket to Homestead. I just wanted... Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm just curious, what was your call there in that final stage down pit road that gave you such a massive gap on the rest of the field?
I really don't know. I mean, I was racing out of the mirror there with Jay Harris. I gotta shout out Jay Harris too, because he was helping me when they were linked up. We just broke apart a little bit, and he wasn't trying to pass me. We were just running lap times. I don't know if he had that same thing in his head, like, hey, we can get a bit of a gap here or not, but it definitely helped us. And then, I was sitting there debating when to pit. I don't want to pit too early or too late, and I was looking in my mirror and I saw Joe, and I think someone else got a little screwed up on the back stretch, and I didn't, they almost wrecked, but they didn't, and I was like, if they're going to come in, they're coming in now. So I just dove down pit lane there, and I don't know, I just had a good entry and good exit, I guess, but man, I don't know, it worked.
Oh, it definitely worked. I mean, that sums it up pretty well. Big Jim, questions for our race winner?
Doc kind of took it from me, but hell of a job. You made it to Homestead, man. I believe you're friends with Captain Killam, who's also advanced.
Yeah.
Is there going to be any sharing of information between you two, or is it going to be pretty top secret, hush-de-hush?
I don't know about that. I haven't really shared much information with him, but I'll definitely, be running practices as much as I can. If he wants to practice, I'm definitely down to practice Homestead. So, I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm not sure.
Well, all right.
Should be.
Well, you heard it.
Daiquiris for everybody tonight.
2 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet Camaros making it to the Final Four. Will they share information? Probably not. All right, Lieutenant Crunch. Anybody you want to shout out here before you get our Hendrick Motorsports teammate in the lobby?
Definitely all the great competition in here, man. This is one of the best leagues out there. I hope this league just continues to grow and we get more people in here. I thank everybody that's a part of it, the commentators, the racers. It's a great show every Monday and Thursday. So I don't know, just everybody, my girlfriend, just everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And look, I took your advice, man. Every restart, I got it in the broadcast view just for you. So when you go back and watch it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations once again. If you could kindly leave the lobby, I'm going to invite Captain Killam in here. All right. Anything we took from that interview? His excitement, his willingness to skip Phoenix. Anything we should talk about?
I feel him on the whole skipping Phoenix thing. I mean, he's ran 2 races. He could just say, I'm just gonna focus on Homestead now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, with Crunch, I mean, I've been saying it every time I'm in the booth for these Xfinity or the Monster Energy Cup Series races. You know, every race he always finds a way to get caught up into something, and then he always finds a way to come back at the end and be racing there for a win. And I remember there have been so many times I've said, you know, he's finished P2, P2, P2 all the time in a row, and he just finds a way to the front. So, you know, I'm just I knew he's gonna be a competitive driver in the series, but now he's starting to really pull things together here towards the end of the season.
Well, speaking of P2, we got a runner-up finisher in the lobby now. Captain Killam, how you feeling tonight, bud?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I just want to say congratulations to Crunch. He got a good win at a good time. Welcome to Homestead, man.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely and I'm not going to steal it from Jagboy. It was a clutch performance by Lieutenant Crunch here tonight. This is the second race in a row where I've interviewed both Hendrick Motorsports drivers in the same night. What's going on, man? Are y'all heating up?
I think so. Seems that way, at least. I've noticed Crunch. I mean, he's been competitive all year, but here at this last stretch, he's been battling for the lead pretty much every race. So that's good. I've overcome some problems and whatnot, and still been able to finish up front myself. So hopefully we can keep that momentum going.
I'm sure. Definitely a lot of adversity here tonight. I got a pretty good crew in the booth tonight, if I don't say so myself. Doc Shocks, any questions for our runner-up finisher?
Well, congrats. You know, obviously it was a great showing tonight there, Killam, and you know, obviously I'm sure that you got your sights set on a championship here in the next week. But I guess my question is, you know, we're so used to seeing you being so dominant usually early on in the race, and Avenged actually alluded to it in the broadcast. You know, it seemed like you weren't able to get up to the front early on, but towards the end of that race, you find yourself right there in the thick of things trying to battle for the win. How were you able to kind of overcome the adversity that you faced in the early goings of tonight's race to make your way up to the front of the field?
Patience, I think, played a key in that. I got caught several times in other things that were going on. Trying to miss as much adversity as I can, which I missed a few that could have happened, even though I got caught in some. Started in the back kind of on purpose tonight. I really was trying to give the guys running for playoffs the chance to just race up front, and just doing my thing throughout the race. I ended up there. I think I had a pretty fast car. That's one main thing. So
Well, it's definitely fast enough, and if you could have got up there to Lieutenant Crunch, that would have been an excellent finish that I would have had the joy of commentating. Unfortunately, that 4-car pack just wasn't really moving as well as we thought it would. Big Jim, any questions for our runner-up?
Yeah. Well, you gotta be stoked that your, I won't say teammate, but your Hendrick teammate got the win. Well, my question doesn't have to really do with the race tonight, but have you been looking into that Heat Pro League, that qualifier?
You know, I was actually talking with somebody about that today. I'd love to do it. I just haven't actually. I think I filled out the stuff for it when this game first came out, so like I probably could. If I could get some guys to run it, I would definitely give it a shot. Seems like it'd be fun.
Well, you're definitely fast on the presets, so I mean, if you put the time in on those custom setups, I'm sure you'll be fast there as well. I heard a couple of particular drivers have some very fancy setups if you tap their information. So
Yeah.
Captain.
I'd be willing to get any advice from anybody on that. That'd be awesome.
Well, there you go. Maybe you can look at our fellow TJR teammate, Max Boos, and the top 10 for the A class in that Heat Pro League. Anybody want to shout out here, but before we go ahead and close this off?
Draven and Cobra. Rooster was in this race. Yeah, I think he did pretty well there for a second, and some things happened. And also Crunch, he was part of my predictions that I made. So far I've got 2 out of the 4 drivers that I predicted to make it into the championship in. So I need Kevin and Hurd to step up. So
Well, there you go. They've only got 1 race to do it. And speaking about 1 race to do it, look at that transition. The Xfinity guys. Look, we're all tired, all right? We're going to take the night off Sunday. But we're going to be back Wednesday. They're going to hit Phoenix Raceway. No longer ISM. I know it still says it in the game, but it's back to Phoenix Raceway Wednesday night next week. You already know the place because you're here. You already know the time because you watched it today. 8:45. You've got no other excuse. Come on and join us Wednesday night. It's the last race before Homestead. The winner, assuming he's a playoff driver, moves on to Homestead and fights for the championship. Go ahead and tune in, and we'll have our final 4 locked in by the end of the night. I'll see you there.